Hello, welcome back. I'm Statman Dave, and today we're going to be looking at how Aaron Wan-Bissaka will fit into Solskjaer's Manchester United. We're going to be looking at starting 11s, formations, and of course, tactics. Manchester United have announced their second signing of the season, Aaron Wan-Bissaka, for a reported fee of £55 million. But how will the former Crystal Palace right-back fit into Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's Manchester United? Born in Croydon in 1997, the England international has been at Crystal Palace since the age of 11. Wan-Bissaka played as a winger throughout his youth career, but was converted to fullback by Frank de Boer, who called Wan-Bissaka up to the senior setup, having been impressed with his defensive capabilities. Wan-Bissaka was handed his Premier League debut amid an injury crisis in February 2018 by Roy Hodgson, and made an instant impression, putting in standout performances against the likes of Spurs, Chelsea and Manchester United in some of his early games. Wan-Bissaka has that starting right-back slot nailed down ever since. He's a defensive fullback, a player who excels in the 1v1 situations and looks to support attacks rather being the focal point out wide in the final third. The England under-21 right-back is very quick to close down his opponent in the defensive third and looks to win the ball back through slide tackles. This is a big characteristic of his game. AWB is fantastic on the cover. If an opponent manages to beat the young fullback with a dribble or a 1-2, his ability to recover with a sliding tackle using a combination of his pace, lanky frame and athleticism to win the ball back is incredible, often throwing a right leg out to win the ball after he's been beaten. He isn't a player who is shy of a tackle, isn't going to jockey an opponent into playing a backwards pass, but will go in there and make a challenge in an aggressive manner, something that United have lacked in the defensive third. Wan-Bissaka made 139 tackles in the Premier League last season, nearly twice as many as any Manchester United defender managed. He falls into the bracket of an excellent last-ditch defender. When you think you've beaten him, an outstretched leg will win the ball back. His best performance of the season came in Crystal Palace's 3-2 shock win over Manchester City. That day, Wan-Bissaka was an immovable object, winning 5 out of his 6 tackles, with Leroy Sané only beating him on one occasion. Although in that situation, Aaron Wan-Bissaka got back to his feet, helped Milivojevic out, pressed Sané, and they won the ball back. What was so impressive was how the Palace graduate dealt with Sané on the ground. As soon as the German picked up the ball, Wan-Bissaka would quickly close him down, closing that space between them both, then would look to show Sané the line. They'd enter a foot race, then Wan-Bissaka would throw in a slide tackle and win the ball. In situations where City played over the top of Wan-Bissaka to Sané running in behind, again he'd use that pace to recover and block the cross. The one area where City managed to get in behind the fullback again was threading balls inside him between the fullback and the centre half. This cut Palace wide open, but again, Aaron Wan-Bissaka's pace covered up this issue. In terms of attacking, as you'd expect against Manchester City, he was rather reserved. The one time he found space to attack City, he delivered. Wan-Bissaka received the ball in the final third with Sané and Delph ahead of him. Sané took a lazy position up inside Delph. Wan-Bissaka exploded into life, drove at Delph, produced a lovely bit of skill, then whipped the ball into the box. Townsend met the cross, hit the post, the miler picked up the rebound and was fouled, resulting in the penalty that made it 3-1 and killed the game. In his first full season of senior football, Aaron Wan-Bissaka was one of the standout defenders in the league. Wan-Bissaka was ranked first among Premier League fullbacks for tackles won, tackle win rate, interceptions, clearances and take-ons. It's easy to see why Manchester United decided to bring him in. But how will Wan-Bissaka fit into Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's Manchester United? I expect United to line up with 4 at the back in either a 4-2-2-2 or a 4-4-2 diamond next season, with Wan-Bissaka competing with Diogo Dalot for that right back slot. The young Englishman's elite defensive capabilities would allow Luke Shaw, who's registered 50% of his career assists in just 5 months under Solskjaer, even more license to get forward, with Wan-Bissaka, Lindelof and another centre-back forming a back 3 without the ball. It's going to be key to get a top quality centre-back in there that can carry the ball out of the defence. With someone like Aaron Wan-Bissaka not great driving from the back, you need someone to fill in there that's going to step out with the ball and allow United to get further up the pitch. Although Wan-Bissaka could also contribute going forward in the system, potentially alternating with Luke Shaw's movement. Shaw pushes up, Wan-Bissaka holds, and if Wan-Bissaka pushes up, Luke Shaw holds. In fact, he's a little bit underrated when it comes to going forward. The former Palace man has a 21% cross accuracy, which is higher than highly rated Andy Robertson and Ben Chilwell at 15%. He also has the 3rd most assists for fullbacks under the age of 23 last season, and his 3 league assists is the same amount that Marcus Alonso has averaged each season since joining Chelsea. Alternatively, Manchester United could look to move to 3 at the back and deploy Aaron Wan-Bissaka as a right-sided centre-back. Whilst Wan-Bissaka hasn't technically played that role before, his statistics profile him to be very good to fit into a back three in that system. That means Diogo Dalot can play right wing back as well, and the 3-4-1-2 would likely get the best out of the Portuguese talent going forward. The 3-4-1-2 is a system that's really interesting for Manchester United. We saw it against Southampton in the 3-2 recovery at Old Trafford. We also saw it in attack versus PSG. This would allow Wan-Bissaka to sit a bit deeper, hold his position at centre-back, and allow Diogo Dalot to attack in the final third. For me, Diogo Dalot is streets ahead of Wan-Bissaka in an attacking sense. Skillful on the ball, got a fantastic delivery, loves a step over, and is really dominant in the final third. Wan-Bissaka is very different to that. Conservative, calm, plays the ball back more than he plays it forward. So in this situation, playing through at the back, allowing maybe the middle centre-back to step up, Diogo Dalot to pull himself wide, those long switches, those long diagonals, and getting the ball into two strikers is how United can pick up some serious points in the Premier League. Lastly, let's look at Wan-Bissaka deployed as a right back in a 4-4-2. The system impressed last season. This would be ideal for big games, particularly in European away games, or against a top quality left winger. Wan-Bissaka at right back and Diogo Dalot at right wing. This means that they could double up and neutralise the opponent's left winger. We saw United do a similar thing against PSG in Paris to great effect. And this big game system would be progressed massively with the acquisition of Wan-Bissaka. But anyway guys, there are my thoughts on Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Manchester United now have two of the best young fullbacks in world football. Get into the poll, who do you think Manchester United's starting right back should be next season? And which pair of fullbacks would you like to see? Luke Shaw, Diogo Dalot, Luke Shaw with Aaron Wan-Bissaka, or even the return of Ashley Young? Thanks for watching. If you've enjoyed this video, why not check out some more content on the Statman Dave YouTube channel?